Starting off on deck 16 all the way towards the front of the ship, we have the upper part of the solarium. Now this is the adults only, which means 16 and up. Kids can pass through here, you know, if they have to come try and find you and stuff like that, but they can't stay there, so this is adults only that stay here. You're going to see that there's a lot of seating, a lot of sun, some shaded areas, mostly up on the top level, and you have some of these outcroppings that kind of look over into the lower half of the solarium, and a set of stairs there on either side, port and starboard. This is one of those outcroppings that I'm talking about. Like I said, plenty of seating, very comfortable. They're going to have deckhands that kind of come around and asking you if you want drinks and things like that. It's a really fun spot. It is shaded, or not shaded, but it's protected, you know, from that forward wind that you're going to get from the ship there by those window panes that are up above, as you can kind of see. And a little bit of inclement weather, it'll kind of stop some rain hitting you in the face. Right behind us, which you'll get to in just a second, is going to be the solarium bar. Now this is open usually all the time, but it wasn't because we're important that day. But they're there, and they give you great drinks there, so if you want to just lounge in the sun. Now continuing back from the solarium on deck 16 is going to be the sky bar. They have two bars on either side, both upper and lower parts of the deck there. This one is going to be the sky bar, and I believe this one's on the starboard side, I want to say. And on the other side is going to be the mast bar. Again, the same bar, essentially, just two different locations because the ship is very big. Now on the very back of the ship is the windjammer that we all have are familiar with if you have cruised Royal Caribbean. And if you haven't, it is the all-you-can-eat buffet that is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner most of the day, really. They have small times where they're not open, but they are open for most of the day. I recommend that when you get in there, go all the way to the back to try and find seating, because most everybody kind of gets in there and immediately dumps off to the left or the right, depending on where they are. And that usually kind of crowds up pretty quickly. So I would go to the back. There's food on either side. It's generally the same. Desserts are located in the back. I know that's my favorite place to go, is the dessert. So if you want that, just go all the way to the back. And while you're at the back, as you're going to see here in a second, you're going to be able to look out into the sports court, which is located in the aft part of the ship, mid to aft part of the ship. So that's some really cool views that you want to be able to see if you want to look at that kind of stuff. Or you can look at the ocean if you want to and just choose the side. Now here is the lower part of the solarium. This is deck 15 all the way towards the front part of the ship that we were talking about. So you have a couple of jacuzzis that are in full sunlight. I think there's kind of like a wading pool right there in the middle that you kind of you saw from the first clip. Again, plenty of sun if that's your thing. Not so much for me. I have a love-hate relationship with the sun. I like the shade. Now here is the Solarium Bistro. It is a all-you-can-eat buffet on the lower part of the solarium that's open up during the day for lunch, maybe even breakfast. It turns into the Samba Grill after that for dinner, which is a specialty restaurant, Brazilian steakhouse. These are whirlpools that are just past the solarium, so this is accessible to everybody. They kind of overhang the ship. Right, so if you're kind of into that adventurous type of thing where you're looking over, that's what it is. And so this is from the ground level on deck 15. What you're going to be able to see, they have games going on those TVs during the day or at night whenever there's a game to be played. So this is your standard pool, your regular pool viewed from up above on deck 16. This is just where people go to lounge and have regular pool kind of stuff. Just another view. There's two jacuzzis over here. Both are covered. So you can see walking along like that. Like I said, both jacuzzis are covered. it gets pretty packed, especially during the day when it's 100 degrees out like it was in August when we went. So just keep that in mind. Now this is the beach pool. This is located on the opposite side of that regular pool. The difference of this is that you see all those different umbrellas that they have covering a lot of those lounge chairs. Plus the pool itself is kind of tapered, meaning that it starts very shallow from the very back, and then it kind of gets deeper and deeper, like you're going into a beach, like you're going from the beachhead into the actual water itself. And they also have some jacuzzis. Here's a stage where the band plays and they do some classes, yoga in the morning. It's in the middle of the ship between the two bars. There's your lifeguard station. This right here is the sandbar, located on the starboard side, towards the middle of the ship. And on the opposite side is going to be your pool bar. Again, same bars, there's no real difference. They all have alcohol. It's just the ship is so big they have bars on either side. The H2O zone, this is for the kiddos. I had 2 kiddos with me on the cruise that we went to. An amazing area just for them. They love it. I never saw a sad face as far as when kids were there. They have their own jacuzzi. They own lazy river, which I'll get to. Kind of some obstructed views as far as, your kids, you can't really sit in one place and see them from any real angle, but if they're young enough that you're going to have kids, you're going to be following along anyway, so it's not like that really matters. Plenty of different places to play with. This is a ship, they say, the only Oasis Class ship that doesn't have a slide. You'll see no slides on this ship, which is not true. I have videographic evidence of such a slide, which I'll show you later. But again, I never saw a unhappy kid in this area. That was their lazy river right there, which I think I do a close-up on coming up here. Yeah, I walk right to it. They do have like a 5-minute in, 5-minute off cool down period because it gets extremely crowded, so they kind of have to be fair to get people in and out. Maximum depth of 4 feet. Really fun. And then they have a pool right there, as you can see, pan across it here, maximum depth of like 3 feet. They love it. And then right here, we're going to have just the toddler area. So this is if they have babies in swim diapers for their area only. And this is the sports pool. This is located on the port side, towards the middle of the ship. This is where they do, I think they do the belly flop competition here. They do, volleyball in the pool and things like that. It's dedicated just for some kind of recreational type of swimming. Just behind that, you're going to have this, I forget the name of the shop, but it's just a small little shop, very limited hours. They're only open 2 hours a day, and those are the hours that you're at sea, and it's just to buy some like beach stuff like handbags and hats and all that. Okay, located right there midship is going to be the arcade on deck 15. Now at the time of our sailing in August, a lot of these machines didn't work or were highly damaged. The good news is the skee ball did work, but just be aware of that. Continuing further down the ship on the starboard side is going to be El Loco Fresh. This used to be like the Windjammer, I forget what they called it. It used to be called the Windjammer buffet for the pool deck. Now they transformed to El Loco Fresh, so it's nothing but Mexican food. Sorry, couldn't think of it. Right behind it is going to be the sports court. This is where you're going to do dodgeball. You're going to do just basketball. I think they have all the different type of tournaments. And then in between that is going to be a ping pong table. This is like right by where the kids' teen club is. So that was always occupied. Allure Dunes. This is your standard mini golf putt-putt course that's on, I think, almost every larger ship that Royal Caribbean has. A little practice area right there to the left. It was a fun little course, not too challenging. Now this is the boardwalk looking down from deck 15. As you can see, that's our room right there. We were on the very top, right below the court. This is the flow rider. They have 2 on either side of the ship. at the very aft. That one's for boogie board. And this one's going to be for stand up there. This guy was trying to earn his wristband so he could come and keep doing it. Right in between that, nestled in between, is your wipeout bar if you want to go have some drinks while watching people, or you want to go have some drinks before you go to the flow rider, you can. And then this is the really cool place where you can get good sail away views from the aft of the ship all the way up top of the deck 15. This is looking out over into Cozumel. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, stunning wonders. And you can look straight down into the Aqua Theater. This is a little model ship here. I think it's located on deck 15, right towards by the staircase there. Most of the ships have a model of their ship with some facts about it when it was launched and crew capacity and things like that. Deck 14, this is the card room. This thing was always packed. I never saw this thing empty, and I was surprised that it wasn't. Board games, library, all that kind of stuff. Now, deck 8, towards the middle of the ship is Dazzles. It's like a music night hall, nightclub type of thing that's open up usually during the night times. They have a 10-piece band that was there that was amazing. They were fantastic musicians. Other than that, the ship's band generally plays here and just has some really fun nights. Two levels to it between 8 and 9 each have their own entrances, but you can access it from both. Now, deck 8, that's what everybody comes here for, is Central Park, right? This is in the middle of the ship. Live plants. All these plants that you see are live. And they have several different shops and things like that. You can see there's a bar dedicated to this. I would love to just stay here all the time. If I didn't have kids, this is probably where I would spend most of my time. It's so peaceful there. There's the trellis bar. This is about the middle part of the Central Park walkway. They pipe in bird sounds and stuff like that too, so it's just really serene and peaceful. Now this is on deck 9 on either side of Central Park. They have a couple of spaces that you can just sit with some chairs and overlook it. Here's the Rising Tide bar. This is the stop that it has on deck 8. I'll get to that a little bit more on deck 5. 150 Central Park is a specialty restaurant. Amazing. I would highly recommend. We went there. Park Cafe. This is again just another all-you-can-eat buffet that's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Located right in the middle of Central Park there with some outdoor seating. Giovanni's is Giovanni's Table is their classic Italian specialty restaurant. I've never eaten there, but I've heard good things. Now, Vintages is a wine bar that's there. Some wines are covered under the drink package, some are not. Some outdoor seating as well. If you like fancy leathers that are really expensive, you've got Coach. Prince and Green, they've got some really expensive fabrics there that you can wear on your body if you like it. Picture this studio. Now these right here, the next two images that I'm going to show you, these are hidden across all of the ships. One you can kind of look into like with binocular style. The other one that you're going to see right here is kind of like you look down into. And again, they're located everywhere throughout the ship. Try and do a little scavenger hunt with the kids and find them all. Shore Excursions, this is located on deck 6 with Focus Studio. Located on the deck, like I said, deck 6. They have your short excursions, so you can figure out what you want to do if you haven't pre-booked it ahead of time. In the Focus Studio there, they have all of the different pictures that you've taken on the ship, or people have taken of you from the crew, that type of thing. And they also sell GoPro and camera accessories right there. Over on the other side, or towards the front of the ship on deck 6, is Vitality at Sea. This is their spa. They have a juice bar, which some are covered by the drink package. And you have your hair and nail salon over there towards, if you're walking, it's to the left. And then to the right, you're going to go to the Vitality Sea Spa, where all the different rooms and all that kind of stuff are. Now they have a gym that's on board, and it's not just, cardio machines like you can see, miles and miles of bikes and treadmills, but they actually have free weights and machines there. They go all out for people that like to exercise at sea. And you can get to the running track from either deck 5, or you can get to it from the Vitality Spa. It's right there in the middle, and you just walk down a flight of steps and you get to the running track or the walking track. And it just kind of circles the entire deck 5. I myself didn't have a chance to do it because I had kids. Now on deck 6, towards the other side, is going to be the Crown and Anchor Loyalty desk. And you have right in front of that is the Schooner Bar, their classic piano bar that's on, I think, every Royal Caribbean ship. You can sit right around that piano and have fun with them and sit there at the bar like I did and enjoy awesome drinks. Now, but what does everybody come to Deck 6 for? It's not necessarily Focus Studio, it's for the Boardwalk. Of course it is. The Boardwalk is a new concept they introduced for Oasis Class ships, where literally it's just kind of like a boardwalk, like you would see at some kind of, jetty out into the ocean and things like that, along, coastlines and things like that. And that was the goal that they were going for. And as you walk into this one, you can kind of see there's a carousel there at the back, and they want to show you what the process is for making those horses and other different things that are on there. So you kind of start from the very beginning, where it's just a block of wood, till the very end product. And there is the carousel. I can't tell you how many times I went on this thing with my kids. They, especially my son, absolutely loved it. Probably 100. And this is the Boardwalk Donuts. So this is open during the morning for free donuts. And then the Boardwalk Doghouse, open for lunch, free hot dogs. Now you got a couple of shops that are kind of tied together. You've got Pinwheels, and I can't see the other one. Oh, the Candy Beach. Yeah, they're all, and Star Pier. They're all kind of tied together, just shops for the kids. They got Johnny Rockets. Johnny Rockets is a classic 50s diner that is a specialty restaurant, but on Oasis Class ships, breakfast is free for their breakfast menu. You got to get there kind of early, though, because it gets packed. But fun little place. I love it. Their shakes are amazing. Now this is the arcade that's located on the boardwalk. Again, a lot of these machines were kind of broken, though, at our time of sailing. This is Sabre. This is a Mexican restaurant, specialty restaurant that's open air, so it's not climate controlled. So if it's hot out, you're going to be hot sitting there. At least it's under the shade. Classic Mexican style food, Tex-Mex kind of stuff. Now, this is Sabre Tequila Bar. This is not associated with that, so this is a bar like any other bar on the ship that is covered by your drink package. Now, this is a jungle gym that's located right here before the rock wall in the Aqua Theater. It's just for kids that kind of have some climbing stairs and some tunnels that they get to go through, as you can kind of see here. It's a nice little break for them. And here's that video proof. There's the slide that is on Allure of the Seas. So if you ever hear somebody say there's no slide, they're wrong. It's right there. And then here's the rock walls. These are located technically up on deck 7, but you can only get to them from deck 6 on the boardwalk, and they're located on either side right there by the Aqua Theater. Speaking of which, here is the Aqua Theater. Now they have a couple of movie screens out there for outdoor movies that they play during the day. And this is where they put on the show. Those first 2 rows there's going to be your splash zone. We sat there and we got wet. They give you towels, but you're going to get wet if you sit in the first 2 rows. And you can see just how high those 2 diving boards up are where they get to dive from. The shuffleboard is located right behind the Aqua Theater, not accessible during show times, but you can get there from there. And you can get some really cool close to the water aft views from right behind here. You kind of squeeze in behind some of those little net things, but you can get some cool views. Here's the boardwalk at night. This was a silent disco party that they were doing. I didn't really notice any sound from our room. There was no, you couldn't tell that there was anything really going on. It's a really fun place. Now the main dining room, this is located on decks 3, 4, and 5. I'm filming it from deck 5 because I didn't feel like going to every single level, but depending on what your room is and all that stuff, they assign you a level. The same dinner no matter what. This is looking down from deck 5 onto that, and you can see, oh, that's our table. That's where we sat every night. Amazing food, by the way. Recommend escargot. Now, deck 5, people come to deck 5 for the Royal Promenade. Now, this was a concept that they introduced with the Voyager class ships, and everything past that has had some kind of form of that. Port shopping desk, located at the back. Regalia, I think this is for watches and stuff like that, if I remember correctly. Guest services over here on the port side. And then Cafe Promenade, this is, they're basically open 24 hours. You can get little pastries and things like that, and a lot of your drinks. Rising Tide Bar is a bar that's located from deck 5 to deck 8, and this is kind of what it does. It just rises up. Now every promenade has a car, because the CEO of Royal Caribbean loves these old kind of classic cars, and of course they've got some cowboy hats on from Texas. Island Market, little trinkets and things like that. Tons of shopping on the Royal Promenade. Now, this is the Bounster. This is the English pub that is on every promenade that they have there. The guitar player's in there, and he's just singing his heart out every night. Make amazing drinks, especially their old fashions, which you can see Charlie doing here for me. He's making me a old fashioned because that is my drink of choice. And you can see me taking it there. Now, speaking of the Bouncer, and that little blue orb that opens up to like a little small bridge, which the cruise director will come out and sing along and things like that. As you can see, it opened up and that unfolds this like little walkway that kind of comes out. This was the 70s disco night. Super fun. I always attend. Here's a balloon drop. I'm going to let you just kind of listen how crazy it is. You can see just how crazy it is. Now, this was the first night of the sailing at midnight. It was kind of just to mark that, we're sailing away kind of thing. Now you got 3 shops that are kind of all tied together, located in a row. Port Merchants, Solera, which is perfume and things like that. And then you have the shop, which you can get all of your different Royal Caribbean gear. On Air is a karaoke bar that's located on the promenade. During the day, it's like a sports bar, sports club and things like that, because they have several TVs in there, which they play the sports and all that kind of stuff, if that's what you like. And at night, it's all karaoke. Starbucks coffee, this is official Starbucks coffee that is not covered by any drink, so it's extra. Boleros, this is your Latin nightclub. Amazing music that came there. They have great Latin music and amazing drinks. The staff is super friendly in here. Awesome vibes. Regalia Jewelry for your expensive metal stuff that you wear on your body. Sorrento's Pizza. Now, I adore this place, especially at like 1 in the morning when I've had a few drinks. And I tell you, these people are saviors at 1, 2 in the morning when you're looking for that greasy food after some bar hopping. Next cruise, located on the promenade. This is where you can go there and get onboard credit if you book a cruise while in that shop, where you can do Icon of the Seas that starts in January, up to $600 onboard credit. Collection, fancy leathers just like Coach, but on the Royal Promenade. And there's an entrance to the Casino Royale from Deck 5 to Deck 4 for the casino. Located at the very back of the Royal Promenade, champagne bar and champagne and martini bar. Really quiet in here because it's kind of tucked away into a corner that's back away from everything. Chill vibes, amazing drinks. Located on Deck 4, Amber Theater. Now this goes from 4 to 5, but I'm filming it from 4 because that's where the main entrance is. And right next to it is Blaze Nightclub. This is open at night, and it is literally a nightclub. So if you go there, you're going to get some bumpin' DJ music. Now, the Comedy Live is located right next to it. Our comics were hilarious. Studio B is a ice rink. Ice rink at sea. That still boggles my mind. They put on shows there, and they have open skate nights. Here's a little clip of one of the shows. The kids loved it. It gets really packed, so I would suggest showing up early. They have a casino non-smoking section that's truly non-smoking, because parts of the Casino Royale has non-smoking, but a lot of the smoke kind of still lingers and you can kind of smell it. This has never been smoked in, so it doesn't have any of that smoke smell. But here is Casino Royale, one of the largest casinos that you're going to find at sea, especially since it's on an Oasis Class ship. They have tables, they have slot machines, they have a smoking section, they have a non-smoking section, they have a bar, they have all of it that you can think of. So that really kind of concludes the tour for the ship. Now I'm going to leave you with some of the images in some of the ports that we did. This is Honduras. Such an awesome country. I love the island of Roatan. And this is one of the things that we did while in Roatan, Honduras, was a semi-sub boat tour. So the bottom half of this boat's kind of hollowed out, and there's just windows that you can kind of see. So I'll let you kind of see it for yourself.
Welcome to the Underwater Coral Reef Explorer. You're going to explore part of the second largest barrier reef in the world. After Australia is the Bay Islands, and it comes all the way connected from Mexico. Any of you folks been to Roatan before? No? First time here? Okay. The rain coral that's rounded and solid. And the finger coral, those are the ones that look like little sticks. They are the finger corals. There is fire coral. You won't see the fire coral because it's always underneath the other ones. It hides itself. But if you're in the ocean and you walk up against it, you get burned just like you get burned with fire. And there is the pot coral. The pot coral is rounded and hollow inside.
There we go.
And then we have the sea fan, which is the black coral. That
Yeah,
is
you take the pictures.
purple
You're
one.
doing a great job.
We have another one that is a yellow one. That is the rock coral. We've seen a good amount of fishes in a bit because it feeds the good, purified parrotfish food. So if you see any fishes nibbling on the corals, any kind of fish, that's a parrotfish. There is different species of parrotfishes. Some of them are variegated color, like brownish, stuff like that. They're white background, brownish. And some of them are blue. Some of them are like the ones right here to my left hand side on the wall. On the wall. And it's over there on my right too, all the way to the end to my right. Those that are coming around are called sea chubs or sea bass.
You see all the fish?
Anyone from the which is a fish that you can kill. They also have a tournament here in October to celebrate to kill as much of these fishes as you can.
And here's a picture of my kid in the sub just looking out the windows. That's all he did the whole time. He was absolutely fascinated with it. Loved it. Recommend it. Now this is in Puerto Costa Maya. This is like inside their port. They have like this inland saltwater like pool. Really fun. kids and super thoroughly enjoyed it because it was amazingly hot. Now, I lost my GoPro there, and these fine people found it for me. They decided to take a couple of videos of themselves, which was fun. And then they left it on a concrete pillar there for me to find, so thank you. Now, in Puerto Castamaya, you can do this bird enclosure thing where you kind of walk along the bridges and things like that. There's different areas, and it's probably a good 15-20 minute walk through, which is kind of fun. These bridges that my son was not so sure about, and there's that inlet pool that I was talking about. And some good views of the ship. He wasn't so sure about these bridges because they're just kind of like those wire bridges and things like that. But the wife was enjoying it. So like I said, they have these different areas where there's different birds, and they used to give you this cup of feed that you could have where the birds would literally fly to you and just eat out of your hand. They don't do that anymore, unfortunately. I'm guessing it's because probably people got a couple of bites from them, because I did get nipped last time I went in December, but that was my own fault because I was trying to pet the bird. I still think it would have been a cool experience. People try to get Sioux friendly, and I know that kind of stuff. They're probably just trying to look out for liability, but it is what it is. It's still a fun experience to do. The kids seem to really like it and enjoy it. So I recommend it. It's not overly priced either. So that right there is going to conclude this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I recommend Allure. The Sea's an amazing ship, even though it hasn't been amplified like all its sister ships. Still a great value for the ship that it is. The staff is amazing. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.